Hi, hello, Wiffle Nation, and welcome to episode 1 of Around the World of Wiffle. I'm your host, Carl Coffey, and let's meet that panel. Our first panelist from the AWAA, Hessfield Wiffle, Crew, Colony, Palisades, Wiffle, Skibby Wiffle, Hudson Valley, OCWA, BWBL, and the New York Wiffle Ball League. Jimmy Cole, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. From Leroy Wiffle Ball, Caleb Jonkman, what's up?
How's it going, Carl?
Mark Bellis from WWF, yo.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And finally, just graduating college today from Minnesota Wiffle NWLA Trent Steffes, what's up?
Skibby Wiffle Ball League as well, yeah, go Huskies.
We had a test pilot, won by Spencer Bogat. He couldn't join us today. We won't go through the rules. Basically, we got the opening round's 4 questions. You get points if you have a good response. You lose points if you suck. If you go long, you lose points. Very simple, right, guys?
Right.
Let's jump right.
Yep, Jimmy's screwed.
Yeah, really.
Let's get it.
All right, you guys. So we have 4 questions. After the first two questions, we'll have a little update of the halftime score. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Are you?
Let's go.
All right, first question. Is the new NWLA Tournament Regional format good or bad for the tournament? Caleb, what do you got?
Good. I got 3 reasons. First, the new change to the Death Tournament, it gives all the qualifying teams a chance, whereas before your record against potentially weak regionals could seal your fate. The second reason why I like the new format is the advancing teams are region-specific, and they're not based on overall record, so it solidifies my first point that you have to win on that Saturday instead of hoping that another team loses in a tough regional. And then the third reason is that keeping regionals still incentivizes being in the top 8, and it saves costs for a potential trip.
Cool. Jimmy Cole.
I love it. First, the big thing I love is that they're all on the same day now, so there can be no more cornholing going on between leagues. And I also love that since us and WWF are probably going to sweep everyone, we could just worry about winning those 4 games, and that's all we got to worry about.
Thanks, Jimmy. Mark Bellis.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it too. It's going to make every team come out firing. Everybody's got to come out and get some wins. You're going to see some big guns early. Some teams are going to get some wins. And then once that debt tournament comes around, I'm going to get some popcorn out with Jimmy Cole, and we're going to watch the teams fight away. I think those games are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Trent.
You know, you guys make a lot of good points about how the Death Tournament's going to be fun and it's all on the same day and you don't have to worry about what's going on in other regionals. But there are teams that stand to get screwed by this format because one of these regionals is vastly better than the other. And there are teams in the Eastern Regional that are going to get screwed just because they have a bunch of good teams in their regional and they can't rely on just getting wins to get in. They have to take it all into their hands in a regional that's set up against them. So there's reasons why this format could be not good for some teams.
Which team in the East region do you think is going to get screwed, Trent?
That's not part of the question. My time's over.
Jimmy?
Dang.
I think BWBL might get a little shafted out of this.
Very good.
I'd have to agree with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Speaking of regionals, second question. Which regional team will finish highest at nationals? I mean, for example, here's some of the good ones I have. AWA, WWF, Greater Auburn, ATWOW, GBL. Or you can go off the chart. I don't want to insult you there, Trent. But Jimmy Cole, you're first.
I think that we have the best chance, but I don't really want to talk about my team. So I think WWF and possibly Ridley Park could be the new Leroy with another fantastic 7th place finish that nobody really appreciates Leroy for. But I think Ridley Park, from throwing at 50 feet, it'll give him a big advantage.
You think Ridley Park is going to make the deepest run in nationals of all the teams playing in regionals?
No, I never said that. I think they'll make a big run. I'm not saying. I think WWF has the best chance to do it with Artem and Pat O'Neill.
Okay, Mark Bellis.
Hey, you know why we're here. We're coming for the title. We're going for number 1. But I'll also give my BWBL boys a shout out. I mean, they got some young guys, but if they have a couple games go their way, I mean, watch out for them. They're young. Nobody really knows who they have yet, but they could be all right.
BWBL. Who's their pitching? Who's their pitchers? Dotzel and who? Who's their number 2?
I think they have JJ. I don't know if Dotzel. I don't really know exactly who they have. I don't know if they have Dotzel even coming, but I know they have JJ Neely. I mean, he's got a good arm. He's not too bad.
JJ Neely lost to the MNWA Gophers.
We're talking.
Yeah, that's true. But he's learning. Hopefully he's practicing in the off season.
Nah, he's good. I like JJ.
Trent Steffes.
I'm sticking. I'm a homer. You know, it's one of my leagues. I'm going to say HRL because if it weren't for that 13-inning marathon that Tyler Flackney had to endure last year, they finished a lot higher than they did. And they're adding a number 2 in Evan Bischoff, and they're missing the thing they've been missing when in this conversation of elite wiffle ball teams is a solid number 2. They haven't had one. Seuss will admit himself he's not that number 2, and they have it this year. Plus, the cast of characters that they're bringing is going to be the most talented team they have ever brought, including Mippy 5 and Grizz and potentially Hondo. They're going to turn heads this year, and they're going to finish top 5.
Do they even go to Morenci if they qualify? I heard they
100%. The people that are going to go to Morenci are 100% on board with it.
Caleb Jonkman.
I'm going to go Griffle Ball. I mean, if there's any team in this tournament that's due, it's Griffle Ball. I mean, they had top 8 finish in 2015. 2016, they just didn't have the pieces, but I think they're going to bring them. I think Rat will have the right guys come. They have pitching, they have Kuna and Lidster. Hitting, they have Rat, Nate, Brian, Bogus, Huzea. And I think Tyler Walk, as manager, is going to really help them this year. I think it'll allow Jeremy to be able to take some time away from coaching. So, Griffle Ball.
Griffle Ball, the only original team from 2012 playing in regionals.
Yep.
Okay, our halftime score update. Caleb Jonkman with 7 points, tied with Trent Steffes in first place, also with 7. Jimmy Cole in third place with 3. Mark Bellis, 1 point.
Yikes.
All right,
Oh.
move away from the NWLA tournament.
Way to play the WSEM there, Trent.
Stop. Little League, man.
Who played the WSEM?
Oh, bring it up, Bischoff.
Oh, yeah, that HRL player?
There's no WSCM bias with the host. Anyways, Mark Bellis, you're first here. Are trees in the field of play a fun addition to a wiffle ball field or an annoyance?
No, trees in the field aren't a fun addition. Why would anybody have a tree in the middle of their field? But the only time I am okay with the tree is if it's like way out in the outfield and if it's like a home run tree kind of thing. Like at BWBL, we have one where in field 2, if you hit the tree, it's a home run. And like sometimes it comes down, you could probably catch it. But as long as it's not in the middle of the field, I'm all right with trees.
Nobody said middle of the field. Fair enough. I gave you 2 points there. Trent Steffes.
Trees are awesome, man. I'm up at the lake right now, and this is where MNWA started. And at the field where it all began, there is a tree called the Austin Steffes tree. And in 2011, Austin Steffes had 33 home runs, and this tree must have robbed him of 7 more. He could have easily hit 40 if it weren't for this tree. It's incredible how magnetic that tree was to his home run shots. And it just added, it's just fun, you know? It added a lot of fun times to our games. So, trees are lit.
Trees are fun. Caleb Jonkman.
Trees are lit.
Oh. Trees. We've got one out in center field at Leroy. We call it the berm. I don't know. It's kind of cool. In the field, I think it'd be annoying. I think it would take away from the gameplay. It would take away from the fielding. But if you use it as kind of an accessory, like Trent said, or something cool to mark your field, I don't have a problem with it.
Jimmy Cole.
I think if you're playing a competitive game, tree shouldn't play a factor. It should be purely based on skill. But seeing as wiffle ball is a backyard game, I don't see any problem with it. It's meant to be played in the backyard, and if you have trees back there, then might as well play there.
Thank you very much. Last question. Trent, you're going first. More important for a wiffle ball website, edited videos or detailed stat database?
This is a no-brainer, and the answer is videos, because videos are what connect you to the Wiffle Nation. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't peruse websites and look at pure stats and just get to know a league based on that. You get to know a league based on videos, and you know, a lot of people feel like they know WSEM because of their videos and feel disconnected with leagues like HRL because HRL has the most meticulous stats in the entire nation. They are not rivaled, but their video department is lacking, to say the least. So I think that videos are what connect you to Wiffle Nation, and you got to go that.
Very good. Caleb.
For me, I think it depends on the dynamic and skill level of your league. You can use Leroy as an example. Early on, we had less people, and we didn't have as many talented people as we do now. So videos were more important. Guys wanted to see themselves. Guys wanted to see what they did in games. But as we grew, people wanted to see how they stacked up against better players in the league, and so stats became more important. I think it just depends on the type of players and where you're at as a league. So I feel recreational players like video more, which serves a purpose, and I think more competitive players want to see their stats and how they stack up against other good players in the league.
Jimmy Cole.
See, I think it's mixed. I think when you're starting out in a bad league, people like seeing themselves on camera.
Yeah.
And it also grows your league that way by making everyone just into it more by seeing themselves online. And I think in the lesser leagues, you get a bunch of guys together, and then you could always reference back to those backyard games. Be like, oh yeah, I hit 5 home runs this game, whatever game of the World Series. It's like, no, you didn't. Well, it's online, so there it is.
Mark Bellis.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the stats. I think everybody always wants to come down with the bragging rights, but when it comes down to the scorebook, that's the ultimate deciding factor. So,
Stats.
I'm out of here anyway. So
You don't know that. All right. That's 4 questions.
I'm with you, fellas, there.
We're going to have 2 eliminations. In 4th place, Mark Bellis with 4 points. Any last words?
adios, Cinco de Mayo. See you guys later.
Bye, Mark.
In 3rd place with 9 points, Jimmy Cole. Any last
God
words?
damn it.
I love the cactus.
Love you.
I thought I had it, man. Great Yankees win today, but I guess I'm not a winner.
Clean your sheets.
In 2nd place, Caleb Jonkman, 10 points, and in leading, Trent Steffes, 17. So, Trent,
Wow.
for this final question, you didn't prep for it. You can go first or second. What do you
I'll
want
go
to do?
first.
Okay, here we go. You guys have a minute on this question. You ready, Trent?
Sweet. I'm ready.
Should one-handed swings be banned from the sport of wiffle ball? Go.
I don't think they should be banned because they can end up producing a lot of laughs. And the reason that we're all playing wiffle ball, sorry, I'm getting dark here. The reason we're all playing wiffle ball is to have fun. That's what it comes down to. And if a guy is like just not having a good night at the plate and he's, exhausted all other resources, he's just going to start hacking away with one hand. And then it's a funny way to tease noobs who start the game because they don't know how to swing a wiffle bat, so they swing with one hand. And, man, there's a guy who plays for the Blue Jays in HRL named Boomhauer, and my very first year on the Tigers, the worst team of all time. He just stood up there and took some G-hacks with one hand. So I don't think it should be banned. I think it's a source of fun.
Very good. Caleb, what do you got?
I agree with a lot of what Trent said, although I kind of have a counter. Going to the NWLA tournament for the first time last year, a few guys did the Bruce City against a few other pitchers that were struggling, and it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like it can kind of be disrespectful to some people that are actually trying. Having that eliminated would eliminate the problem altogether, but I see Trent's point too in that it is a lot of fun. It makes people laugh. It's part of the game of wiffle ball, and I feel like you can't have such a tough skin, especially with the crowd we have in the NWLA. A lot of guys are just out there to have fun. So at the end of the day, I mean, it would help some people. It would eliminate the disrespect, but at the same time, I don't think that's the intent of a lot of these guys out there.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, both sides. Caleb Jonkman, you came up just short. You got 2 points that final round. Trent got 3. Any last words, Caleb? What do you got to say?
Leroy golf outing next Saturday.
Oh, shameless self-promotion. See you. Trent, you got 30 seconds of FaceTime.
Today I graduated from college, and it was the culmination of 5 years of a lot of hard work, and a lot of that hard work was kind of remedied. A lot of that stress was remedied by wiffle ball. So I want to say thank you to all the wiffle ball people in Wiffle Nation who gave me a lot of laughs and a lot of support throughout my journey. I'm really honored and happy to begin the next chapter. And thank you, Carl, for giving me some prep this time. Obviously, prep pays off, and thanks to all the other guys that were in here. It was a good group, Caleb did a good job too. So thank you, Wiffle Nation.
Trent dominated that opening round with 17 points, blew away the competition, barely beat Caleb in that final round. 1-0, man. You're in the winner's circle.
Absolutely.
So that's episode 1 of Around the World of Wiffle. I'm Carl Coffey. We'll talk to you next time. See ya!
So.
Thanks, Trent.
Yeah, thanks, Carl.
Go have fun.